I was about to start recording, and you calling it adds to exactly what my life is. On your lunch break, calling. Oh, you're not on a break. Calling me while you're at work. Mm-hmm. And this lady is insane. Not as much cussing because my mic is on. No. How much longer do you have on your timer? Oh, you too? Why are we dumber than the devices? And then my lady is wanting work perks. Okay. Justin? Are you going to talk to me? No, I love you. You? I was trying to hang up this whole time. Bye. Make that primitive frog face all you want. I love you. Bye. Okay. So let's call that my intro. Hi, everybody. It's me, Candace. I was about to start recording. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb so I would not be disturbed. However, as soon as I was about to hit record, one of my kids called. And who doesn't answer their phone when their kids call? Gotta answer it, right? But, hello, it's me, Candace. And this is my introduction to the Candace Effect. It's a whole movement, literally. We're going to sit down, we're going to chit chat, we're going to talk. And it's just going to be real conversation with me, maybe with some of my friends, but we're just going to talk about some stuff. I'm excited about this. Like, I can't even tell you how excited I am, but we're going to call this the Candace Effect. And I promise you, you're going to leave here with something. This is going to be a place where you're going to be seen, you're going to be heard, and it's just going to make you feel good. And you're going to walk away, hopefully, feeling like you talk to a friend. Hopefully, you'll walk away from this like, hey, I just had a real conversation with a real person, and it hit me where it needed to hit me. Okay? So let's sit back and talk a little bit. I literally just got home from the gym, and I am beat. I have so many things that I need to be doing right now in my house. However, I want to sit down and chit chat and talk to you. I don't know if I'm talking to you or talking to myself, but we're just talking. The other day, and this is what I wanted to talk about today. The other day, yesterday, I was walking down the halls of the school that I work at. Mind you, the school that I work at, my daughter goes to. So I'm walking down the hall, and one of the kids literally yelled down the hall and was like, "Hi, Rainey's mom." And I turned around and I'm like, "Hey." It just hit me. Like, I posted on Facebook immediately and I said, "Hi, Rainey's mom. I'm never anything else than Rainey's mom, Chloe's mom, Amaya's mom, Dominic's mom, Charles's mom, and Seven's mom. If you were counting, that was 6. Hey, I got 6 kids. I actually birthed 6 children. I am a active mom of 6. I am a full-time working mom of 6. I am a live most of my life gym mom of 6 who happens to be a wellness competitor. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a friend. But in saying all of that, one thing that clearly when I talk about those things, I can tell you that I am also tired. Out of all the things that I do on a daily basis, sometimes I completely feel like I'm lost in whatever I'm doing. The other day, I was doing something, and I swear my son needed something with his Ben 10 toy. Then my daughter was trying to do something with her phone, so she needed my attention. And then my other daughter, who is a grown person, by the way, the one that started my intro by calling me and interrupting my little intro podcast, she needed something. And then lo and behold, my daughter who lives away, who's also grown, she called me and she needed something too. One thing about me is that I always, 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 no matter what I'm doing, I make time and space for my kids. I make time and space for everybody in my life, and I guess that's how I show up for everybody. Everybody. I show up as the mom. I show up as Miss Jones at work. I show up as Candace, the best friend. I show up for everybody the same way. And sometimes it's hard for me to just realize that I need to show up for myself. That's where the tiredness comes in. Like, I'm exhausted, guys. It's exhausting. I know somebody feels the same way I feel. Don't you feel exhausted? Don't you feel tired? Like, life is so exhausting. Right now, as I'm sitting down talking to you guys, I definitely could be doing so many other things. But I felt like it was important for me to sit down and have a conversation with you or have a conversation with myself. Either one, however it's going to be. You're either talking to me, you're listening to me, or I'm talking to you, or I'm talking to myself. But I felt like this conversation needed to be had, and that's why I'm creating this podcast. So many conversations need to be had that we're not having. And maybe you are having them, but somebody that doesn't relate to you. I just need you to know that I see you and I hear you because, girl, sir, I am doing the same thing, showing up every day, right? I cannot tell you how excited I am about this podcast, about these conversations, about introducing myself to you and just getting connected, right? I really feel passionate about how I feel about people and being a friend to people. I'm not gonna say that that's always like my goal when I go out, like to like be a friend to everybody and all that other stuff. I literally think that people just talk to me and I'm really genuinely relatable because I understand and because I've been through a whole lot of things. One of the biggest things that I want to tell everybody is that my mom is such an inspiration to me, and this is how I know that this is something that I wanted to do and be able to connect with people. My mom passed away in 2024. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. And if you've ever lost somebody that's close to you, preferably your mother, it's life changing. Something that we are not ever prepared for, your mom passing away. Without it being too deep or too heavy, that was the hardest, most unexpected. 10 times out of 10 will not ever recommend to ever do again. Luckily, I can't. But I would never do that. I would never want to have that experience. It was just like deplorable. But the beautiful thing about my mom passing away awkwardly is that when my mom passed away, it gave me a chance to see how much of a beautiful person she was. It actually let me sit down and think like, oh, look at your mom's life as a whole. I know who my mom was to me, right? She was my mommy. My mom was so amazing. Like, she used to make our clothes at some point in time. She used to make our lunches. Like, we went to school with a school lunch. When I tell you that my mom always showed up, the lady always showed up. She showed up for my friends. She showed up for her friends. She showed up for her sisters. She showed up for everybody. And one of the biggest things that I was able to understand and that hit me when my mom passed away, the church was full of people. And it was kind of like a celebrity's funeral, like a homegoing service. Not an exaggeration. It's just real. My mom's church service, her homegoing service, was literally a beautiful thing. I stood up and I realized that everybody that was coming up to me and telling me about how my mom was, like, she was so amazing, Marie was this, Marie was that. There were people that were here that she knew when she was a child. all stages of her life, like childhood, school age, college, career wise, with her church home. So many people were there that connected with my mom. And they all said the same thing. Oh, Marie made me feel like this. Marie made me feel like that. My mom had a talent and ability, right? Where she could make everybody in the room feel like they were special to her. Like, this person was my favorite. Like, she's got a favorite nephew, a favorite niece. This was her favorite person at work. I know that everybody that my mom met, she made them feel like they were the most important person in the room. Even though she would do that, she never made anybody else feel slighted. That's what I want to say. Like, a million people can be in the room, like 100, let's say 100 people, realistically, and everybody know my mom, and they all felt special to her. Like, she had her own unique relationship. I had cousins that were telling me stories that Aunt Ree was telling me this, and she made me. We had this moment. Never knew about that moment, but in that moment, they felt special. In that moment, they felt seen. In that moment, they felt heard, and that made them connect, helped them connect with my mom. Um, and at the same time, my mom has an abundance of nieces and nephews, and they all felt like they were her favorite. Standing in the room, knowing that my mom was gone and everybody was coming to me, talking to me, and saying how my mom made them feel. And then realizing that the people that were there that did not actually know my mom, they were there because they knew me. Somebody literally said, "You have what your mom had." And it kind of made me step back. When I think about everything and all the connections that I've made, everybody comes, I'm like somebody for everybody, right? Sometimes it's hard because I feel like, oh my God, everybody, everybody, everybody. But it's also a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have a connection with people where people can have a safe space. Sometimes it's hard, right? Because you just feel like I myself personally have a lot going on. I myself personally have work. I have the gym. I have the kids, and I have myself that I'm trying to make sure that I'm mentally well and all that other stuff. Trying to get enough sleep, trying to get all my food, all that stuff. But I still show up. I go to the gym almost every day, if not every day, like at least 6 days a week. I show up at the gym. I show up at work when I can. If my kids aren't sick, as much as possible, I'm showing up wherever I need to show up. But sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes it's chaos. Sometimes it's kind of crazy. And I know I can't be the only person that feels that way. I just know that sometimes it's hard to get lost in your life and get lost in the moments of everything that we have going on. I just want people to know that as much and exhausting as it is as I'm juggling, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to kind of like feel like, hey, this is too much for me. But I admire my mom because I never knew that she meant so much to everybody else. It's kind of like sitting front row seat at a concert. Like, I got a front row seat and I got the best seat in the house. The performer is performing their ass off, right? Performing their ass off. Best seat in the house. But the thing about sitting in the front row is that you never get to see what's behind you. When I stood up and looked behind me, there's a whole arena of people that my mom touched. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing that I also have that gift. I personally have to remind myself that I have to show up for myself as well. And I guess that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Like, I really wanted to make a podcast where we could kind of sit down and talk about life, talk about how we're moms and we're friends and we're brothers and we're sisters and we're all these things in life to everybody else. But what are we to ourselves? I just want to let everybody know that, you know, no matter what, you're seen and you're heard. That's what this podcast is going to be about. It's literally going to be conversations with friends about life, love, relationships, the good, the bad, the ugly. I feel like I've been around a little bit, I've seen a few things, and sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes you need somebody to listen. And I feel like this is going to be that safe place for people. It's going to be a safe place for me because I feel like I need that. If you don't, I know I do. So I'm excited about it. Like, it's the Candace Effect. And if you've met me, then of course you already know that the Candace Effect is a real thing. And if this is your first time meeting you, hey, I'm Candace, and this is the Candace Effect. Stick around. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to laugh. We might cry, but it's going to be a good time. You're going to take away something, maybe, hopefully. You're going to leave here feeling seen. You're going to leave here like, hey, I don't know how, but she heard me. That's what I want to do. So, again, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about sharing myself with you guys. I'm excited about us being able to have conversations. I'm excited about being friends. I'm excited about our connection that we're about to have because the Candace Effect is in full effect. My dad has always called me the Candace. I never understood what that meant. I don't know. The Candace. I guess you have to know me to understand. I'm just going to embrace it. You're going to embrace it. The Candace Effect. Stick around. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, you come back and let's just talk. See you next time.